Hey, hello, folks, and good afternoon. Welcome to today's workshop. My name is Jason Hamilton. I'm the founder of Keep It Simple Financial Planning, and I'm a certified financial planner and a chartered retirement planning counselor. And every Sunday at 2 p.m., we're a little bit late today because I want to ask you a question about why we're late. But every Sunday, 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to do a workshop for you here that's going to bring you some hopefully useful knowledge about your retirement to help you make better decisions, save more money possibly, have a better experience overall, and just become a better expert at the confusing sometimes and overwhelming sometimes subject of retirement. So I want to welcome to today's workshop. The title of today's workshop is, what do you do if you might be facing some sort of income-related Medicare penalty because your income might have been higher last year, even if your income is not going to be higher this year? And so we're going to talk about that today. And by the way, there is a 2-year look-back period on this particular subject. But the reason why we're a little bit late today, and I want to talk to you about this, is because I got logged out of Facebook across the whole board out of all my accounts. And so I had some trouble actually logging back in today. And I want to know from you, did you have the same experience that you got kicked out of Facebook this last week? I've heard far and wide that this seems to be a consistent problem, but I'd love to hear from you personally to see if that actually happened. Took me forever to get back in. Something about my password needed to be reset. All my systems were logged out. So anyways, but today we are back. We're here. We're just a little bit late, but we're happy to see you today. And I want to say, that I'm still recovering from, we had our first winter week in California. And I want you to feel really sorry for me, okay? We hit 51 degrees. And it was absolutely freezing here. My fingers were falling off last night. And the whole world was shutting down in California. Hopefully, I'm just kidding around, but it was a cold week last evening, and this morning I think it was 42 in the morning, so it was a little bit chilly for us here in California, but we're big babies, and I'm fully willing to admit that. We're last weekend, by the way, we were over at the beach, 72 degrees, and so it is the third week, I believe, of January of 2021. So we are in January and it's 70 degrees here most of the time in California. We had a heat wave the week before as well, and it hit about 90 degrees. So when we see 51, we see, in the 40s, we start falling off, our fingers start falling off. We put our gloves on, our jackets on, and stay inside. If you look outside right now, not a lot of people out there walking around. But I know a lot of my clients are all over the country, and 51 degrees in January is considered a beautiful day and t-shirt weather for many of you. So, anyway, so today what we're going to talk about is, what do you do? Okay, if you're going to be going into Medicare, you're turning 65 soon, maybe you're leaving work, and maybe you had either a high income year in the last couple of years. And so this is something that is going to affect some people more than others, obviously. But I want to talk to you today about what to do and how to approach this subject if this is something you might be facing, because if you follow what I'm going to share with you in this video, it could possibly save you potentially, hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, depending on how high your income was. So let me switch over to my other screen here, and we're going to pull this up and go over with you, because there's a form you can fill out. Okay. So what we're going to talk about today is this form. It's called SSA 44. Okay, SSA 44. And what I will do here is I'm going to try to get you this link. I'm going to put it right in the comments, all right? And so that you can go to this after this training, if this is something you might be facing. So let me drop this in the comment here for you. All right, so hopefully this comes through, okay? So what we're talking about here is if your income is going to be above certain levels. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit, jump a little bit ahead. But if you're in, depending on your category, okay, on how you file, whether you file single, joint, or married, and if you might have head of householders, different things like that. But if you hit above these different income levels, you could be facing a Medicare penalty, which, since it has a 2-year look-back period, can stay with you for at least 2 years. Okay, so the overall numbers you need to be thinking about are these numbers here. Okay, if your income was over, and I think this is actually a little bit off. Let me get my little cheat sheet book here. So I think that's actually something we're missing here. Yes. So if you are, 88,000 is the right number. Okay. So if you're a single filer and you made over $88,000, 88,001 penny. So any of these filing statuses: single, head of household, qualifying widower with dependent child, married filing separately, any of these statuses, if you had made over $88,000 within 2 years of when you're going to be claiming Medicare, then you could be facing potentially a penalty and a monthly adjustment is what they call it. That's a nice way to say penalty. But for at least the next 2 years, you're going to be looking at, if you're above this amount, $59.40 per month, okay? So times 12, that's just over $700 per year. And then your Part D, your drug coverage, you could be looking at about another $12.30 per month. If you're over $111,000 and a penny, well, now you're looking at $148.60 per month for Part B and $31.80 for Part D. So these are things, you want to be thinking about. And some things that may impact this are, what if you took out a big distribution because you're one of those people that wanted to go into retirement debt-free, and you took a big distribution from your 401k or IRA just because you wanted to pay off your house, and now you raise your income. Well, this could affect you. This is something you really want to be thinking about, because once you get to these numbers, $237.60 per month times 12 is a pretty significant number. That is, $2,851. So $2,851 just for the Part B adjustment. And then if you add that to the Part D here, another $5,120. Now we're adding another $614.40 on that. So, and if you add those together, that's $3465.60. Okay, so we're at the point where we're at thousands of dollars here, and $138,000 is a good chunk of money. But there's a lot of people, that make this much money or more. And so this could be thousands of dollars of savings if you are able to utilize this form and are able to take advantage of this, okay? And then we have married filing jointly. And so if you file MFJ or maritally filing jointly, if your income is above $176,000 within 2 years of you applying for Medicare, then you're going to, again, be looking at the same adjustment schedule here, as you can see. It's just that the income is higher, okay, because it's two people in the household. So these are things that, it's just thousands of dollars that I think a lot of people that become a little bit stressed out about and don't really know what to do and how to approach this. So I want to walk you through this form today so that you can take a look and how to approach this. So if you go to this page here on Social Security website, you want to look for the form SSA 44, okay? SSA 44 is the form you're going to be looking for. And again, the link is in the comments here. And what this form is for is that if you had a major life-changing event and your income has gone down, you may use this form to request a reduction in your income-related monthly adjustment amount, okay? So it's not really a very difficult form to fill out. I just find that a lot of people don't know exactly what to do and how to approach getting this reduction. So I figured, hey, let me show you this today and walk you through how to utilize this form, okay? So as it says here, you may use this form if you received a notice that your monthly Medicare Part B or prescription drug coverage are going to be affected, and they call that a income-related monthly adjustment amount, and you experience a significant life-changing event, okay? So if you experience a significant life-changing event, and one of those events can be retirement, by the way, then you may qualify to have your Medicare adjustments waived, okay? So this could be worth a couple $1,000s to you. So like I said, there's a 5-step process here that you want to fill out and file this form. You can always call Social Security if you want some additional help here, if you want to set up an appointment with them to discuss. But, that may be something you want to do. But also, just filling out this form doesn't seem too difficult. So hopefully you can do this yourself and save yourself a call there, okay? So the key here is it says check 1, life-changing event, okay? 1. Doesn't say check 2 or 3. Make sure you just check 1, okay? So if you had more than one life-changing event, then you're going to have to call, okay? So if you have more than one life-changing event, then you're going to have to call. But some things here to think about that if you're retiring, well, you have work stoppage, right? So work stoppage is something that could definitely be something that could qualify. If you got married and now maybe your income along with your spouse's income is now below these limits, well, this would be a qualifying or a potential life-changing event that may qualify you to have your Medicare costs reduced. Work reduction, if you lost hours, if you lost your job, if you had just a reduction in work overall. Loss of income producing property, loss of pension, employer settlement payment, if that was the reason why your income went so high. So these are all things that could possibly be affecting your Medicare increases. And if you qualify here, especially for divorce or death of a spouse, this is something that you're going to want to fill out this form. So step 1 is to select whatever the particular subject is. And for most people, it's probably going to be work stoppage because you're retiring. And then you're going to want to put the date, the date of the life-changing event. Okay. Now, step 2, you're going to have to go here and fill out your reduction in income. So here, you're going to fill in the tax year, which your income was reduced by the life-changing event. So you're going to see instructions on page 6 down there. But you're going to take the amount of your adjusted gross income, AGI, as used on line 7 of your IRS Form 1040. Okay, so that's your basic tax form, IRS Form 1040. Go to line 7 and tax-exempt interest income. Okay, so we've talked about this in the past. When we talk about MAGI, MAGI is your modified adjusted gross income. So that's going to include your AGI plus any tax-exempt interest. So if you're somebody that has municipal bonds as a big portion of your retirement income, which, in these days is probably not that big, but that is going to count towards your calculation here, okay? So even though that interest may not count for federal taxation or possibly state taxation, well, it's still going to count here for your calculation of your reduction in Medicare charge. So what you're going to want to do is go to line 7 of your form 1040, and then you're going to fill out here what the tax year was, okay? What your adjusted gross income was, and then the amount of your tax-exempt interest, okay? And then the next step here is you're going to choose your filing status for this year. And again, just choose one, okay? Can't really choose 2, but you're going to choose 1 there. And then step 3 is you're going to go here to your modified adjusted gross income. And it asks you here, will your modified adjusted gross income be lower next year than in step 2, okay? If the answer is no, well, now you're going to skip to step 4, okay? But the answer is yes, because you're expecting the number to be lower. Then again, you would follow like the steps here, put in the tax year, for the next year, estimated adjusted gross income, right? So we're using estimated here versus the adjusted, which is off your tax return. So that's one difference. And same thing here for the tax-exempt interest. So you have to calculate that based on any non-taxable interest you're receiving. And then again, maybe it's your filing status that changed, and that could be a thing you want to check here, but you want to check whatever this is going to be. So if you're still married and you're married last year, then you're just going to check married again, okay? Pretty simple. Now, we have step 4, okay? So step 4 is providing documentation, okay? You're going to have to provide evidence of your modified adjusted gross income and your life-changing events. So you can either attach the required evidence and we will mail you, or they will mail you your original documents or certified copies. Or you can show your original documents or certified copies of evidence of your life-changing event and modified adjusted gross income to an SSA employee, Social Security Administration employee. So that would be if you're going into the office. I actually don't know if all the officers are even taking appointments at this point due to the COVID-19 situation we're dealing with. So most likely you're going to be mailing things in and sending them in that way, okay? So once you have your evidence, and think about evidence being if you retired, for example. So that might be your proof of retirement from work. Those are things that could be coming into play. If you took a huge distribution out of your IRA to pay off your home, but you're not going to be receiving that income anymore because that was a one-time distribution, well, again, you're going to want to show proof of that, okay? But again, I think the most common one is going to be retirement for people, and this is the way you do it, all right? And then step 5 is your signature, okay? So you are declaring under penalty of perjury that you are not lying, okay? So hopefully you're not filling this out, trying to beat the system here. That's not the goal at all. But you're just going to put here that the evidence of this form and a copy of your return or other evidence of your modified adjusted gross income is going to be included. And then you're just going to sign this form and you're going to fill it in, okay? So there are some information down here on page 4, 5, and 6. So let's take a look at that. And you're going to have your instructions here, about completing this. So again, this is more detail on just what I explained, so nothing too exciting there. And I think that's pretty much it. If you need to know more about what your adjusted gross income is, your tax-exempt interest, things like that, and it says here, tax-exempt interest is the amount reported on line 2A of your IRS Form 1040. If you're providing an estimate, then you should your estimate should be what you expect to enter on your return for that year. Okay, so all pretty straightforward stuff. So any questions? I want to take a minute and ask about any questions. Let's see if I have any in the chat here. Not seeing any questions today, but I wanted to make this just a short, sweet video so that we can use this, and we'll just keep it here on the page and in the group, and I'll put this in our internal files for our clients. So if you ever need to fill this out, it's IRS form SSA 44, and I think that's pretty much it, okay? So, folks, I wanted to make this short and sweet. Hopefully you enjoyed this today. 2021 it looks to be shaping up to be another interesting year. Okay, it's been an interesting week so far with the new administration. I'm staying on top of what's hopefully going to be coming. Hopefully there's some good things coming for retirees. I've heard multiple things that there may be some Medicare changes of dates you can file. That is something I think will be huge for our retirees. So many folks I speak to here and just our clients in general are so stressed out because they want to retire at 62, and if they just had Medicare that started at 62 versus 65, they would be able to do it. So I think that'd be a wonderful change to see that happen for folks when it came to their qualifying age for Medicare. Again, obviously that would cost a little bit more, and our Medicare fund is not looking great. Our Social Security fund is not looking great either, so I think there's going to be some changes there when it comes to taxes. But these are things that are going to be voted on by powers higher than us. So those are some things I'm seeing coming. If those happen, I will definitely come in and talk to you about that and explain that to you and let you know what I'm seeing there. There's also been other proposals to bring the Medicare age down even lower. I don't think that's going to happen really, but I would love to see Medicare line up with Social Security at 62 for some people who can retire at that point, and with Social Security they would be comfortable. That would be great. So other than that, folks, I want to wish you a wonderful day. And if you have any questions, if you need help with your retirement planning, we would love to help you out with that. I'm going to put up my website here. We offer a complimentary consultation. Okay, it's no charge for the first meeting. You can find me at keepitsimplefinancial.com/talk. And that page will take you right to my calendar page. And we would love to set up a call and chat with you. Doesn't have to be just about things like Social Security. That's one part of the equation. But many of you are dealing with things like, what do you do with your 401k once you retire? How do you actually set up your accounts for proper distribution when it comes to taking money out of your IRAs and 401ks? Or maybe you have multiple types of accounts. We can help you with those type of things. Pension decisions. If you're looking at when should you take your pension, how do you look at your pension decision along with timing your Social Security? What if you're married and you have two Social Security benefits? Do you take one early, one later, or both at the same time? These are all really great questions, and I can tell you this. When you get all the puzzle pieces put together and you get a highly optimized Social Security situation, a highly optimized pension situation, and your withdrawal strategy all correct, it's pretty amazing the extra money that you can have for retirement spending or for giving away or just for being able to retire even a little bit earlier or with more security because your probability of success goes up. So these are the type of things we can help you with. And as well, if you just need help with some investments, investment management, and just those things, and you're not sure what to do with your accounts once you're retiring, we'd love to help you out or speak to you about that as well. Okay. So keepitsimplefinancial.com/talk. And if you need anything else, folks, feel free to reach out, send me a message. I'd be happy to chat with you, but you can find me on my website there at keepitsimplefinancial.com. And we will see you next time. Okay. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye now.